Here at NYC Basketball Kids Summer Camp, powered by Playbook with Clyde, Frazier, and Clyde. Just like to get your thoughts in general on the Knicks offseason. What do you think?
Obviously they wanted to acquire some superstars, and that didn't happen. But I like the guys that we did come up with. I think they're very talented, and they should be able to compete.
The biggest acquisition you could argue was R.J. Barrett with the number 3 pick overall in the draft. What do you think about R.J. and how his game may translate to the NBA?
Yeah, it was very interesting that he and Knox are very good friends, and his versatility, creativity. I mean, he was under a lot of duress in the first few games, but after that he showed his real talents, and I think he's going to be a player.
Free agents added, they got a bunch of veterans, Julius Randle, Marcus Morris, Bobby Portis, and others. What do you think about some of those additions?
I think, Morris is a very good player. He excelled. Randall probably is going to be the biggest guy we were expecting most out of. I like Peyton, man, in the backcourt. He's like a quadruple threat. He can dish and switch, he rebounds, he steals the ball. So I think he's going to be a valuable asset. Portis, also a very physical guy. I see him maybe playing a little more center behind Robinson, who's still foul prone. He has to prove that he can play without creating fouls, but his metamorphosis has been quite amazing, what he's been able to accomplish lately. So there's a lot of optimism there with this team.
And you mentioned the idea that, fans and, I think also people in the organization wanted to land that big fish, but Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving both go to Brooklyn. What do you think about their decisions?
I was shocked. Tell the truth, I didn't see that happening. Nobody anticipated that. Early on, it was that they were coming to the Knicks. And so you never know, man, in this league what players are doing and where they're going. And so I think the Knicks obviously did the second best thing, what they were able to do. And they still had the freedom in 2020 to try to come up with some big-name free agents as well. So kudos to the front office.
Right, and obviously crosstown rivals, Knicks, Nets, it's been that way throughout the brief history of the Knicks and Nets. But now that they have a couple stars, what does it say about where their organization is to you?
Well, remember they brought in Pierce and the big ticket, so that didn't work out. So there's no guarantee that any of this stuff is going to work. But I think it's still a Knicks town. I can't see them being more dominant than Kidd, and they had Kmart and those guys. I mean, they got to the finals 2 consecutive times, and people were still talking about what's wrong with the Knicks. So I think it's still a Knicks town, but they made a lot of progress. So New York's a big city, so there's room for two prominent teams, I think.